What up, y'all? All right, so let's talk about it. Rehabs. What do you expect from a rehab? Or what do you think a rehab is going to be? Well, rehab is a very simple process, but at the same time, it's a lot you're going to go through mentally in a rehab. The biggest thing that was a challenge for me was the idea that I had to be somewhere with strangers and I could leave, but it would just hurt me to leave. It took me going multiple times to figure out, like, hey, if I leave, I'm the only person that loses. If I stay, it makes all the difference in the world. And welcome back to the channel. Let me introduce myself. If you don't know, my name is Dan, and I talk about active addiction, also what it feels like in active sobriety right now. I've been sober for a couple of years now, as far as Percocets and Xanax and everything like that. But so, welcome to my channel. All right, so rehabs, they're not as bad as it seems. When you first get there, it's about 30 days long, 28 days, just depending on what rehab you go to, 6 months sometimes. But it's not that bad. It took me to go and complete one time to realize, hey, it's not what I was scared of. But it took me to go a couple of times to get to a completion. So what to look forward to in it is a reset. That reset comes with a routine, an environment shock. Like people that you would never have any dealings with are going to be your roommates and become your friends. Those two things will save your life. To be around other people outside of your normal circle, your mind is no longer, it's not even going to be in the same space as it would be around your regular friends. And I'm telling you from firsthand experience, that was one of the key things that worked for me, that I was worried about, and then ended up being my best, my best learning experience. So look forward to that. But I promise you, it's going to play out in the end. So along with those, the routine, I'm talking about great. Once you come up with a routine, it would make your life so much not stressful, because you have a certain thing you do at this certain time and you know what to expect. And now you're scheduling out your day. That way you don't have those, I might well look at the phone for 3-4 hours or something like that. You got stuff to do. Even if it's just working on yourself by reading a book, you got stuff to do. And so these are all key things I got from rehab. So another thing to look forward to, when someone puts food in front of you and you don't want to eat it, because how you feel about things, you'll start to appreciate things more. Remember, you can leave a rehab whenever you want to, but the only person that loses is you. It's not, I promise you, it's not as hard as it sounds. I used to worry about that, like I don't eat everything, like I don't eat condiments. Like I'm a very picky eater, but before I went, I was extremely picky. But stuff started to grow on me, and I tried new things and started to like those things off of going to rehab, because it puts you in a position where either you're gonna change or you can leave and not change. They're only there to help you. And that was one thing. Another piece of advice is to understand that it's people out here that's willing to help you, but you have to be willing to accept the help. That's a rehab. But so, just tell you about some of my experiences. I remember going to rehabs and not wanting to eat the food. That'll be one reason why I left. Or going to rehabs and feeling like I don't want to be around these people. I don't even know these people. That's another reason I left. And I'm leaving, even if I say I just went to detox for 7 days, now I go to the rehab, and I wanna stay at the rehab, but this small little issue comes up and I decide to leave. I can leave out with the mindset of I don't want to have to go back to rehab, so I do not need to use. Boom, the first situation comes up, and I did not learn the tools that rehabs were trying to teach me, because that's what they're going to give you, tools, mental tools to deal with your problems that you would usually deal with by using. Just think about it. When stuff comes up in your life, if it's a bad situation, or if it's a hard situation, or even if it's a celebration, these are things that lead to you using on a regular day's basis. No matter if it's that drink when you get off of work, or it's that pill before you go to work, or if it's that argument that you just had and now you feel the need to go do something to get it off of your mind, or to numb yourself, or whatever the case is. Just think about it. That's the truth about what's really going on with you, with your addiction. So, being around those strangers, actually accepting the help, actually trying new things, having an open mind. These are all things that lead to tools that rehab is teaching you. So it might not feel like it, it might not even seem like you need those things right now. But I assure you, to go from an unstable life of using, sneaking and geeking, or you blatantly eat pills or whatever, like I used to in front of people, because it was just the norm amongst the people I was with. To go from that, which was unstable, because everything affects you in different type of ways. You're not meant to eat, you're not put on earth to do drugs. So they affect you in different type of ways. So the way that you react on whatever substance that's not your normal self, that's leading to not be stable. So that time you acted crazy because you was on X, Y, and Z, and you wigged out, or whatever the case is, or nodded out in the midst of driving, whatever the case is, that's an unstable life. That's not stable. So rehab gives you stability with a 30-day routine. No matter if it's waking up at 5 a.m. to do gratitude, which is just saying what you're grateful for. That can sound so crazy, but it's a routine. And that really does help with a lifestyle of not having stability, which majority of addicts have. If you feel like my video is not speaking to you, please share, because it might be an addict that actually can get what I'm saying. Somebody that's open-minded and ready to take that next step. Hey, somebody is willing to hear, somebody actually needs to hear. But anyway, so rehabs. I just told you a couple of things that got me to the point where I was ready to leave, and a couple of things I learned once I stayed. Because that's when I truly started to learn, like, hey, this is what it's really about. Because once you go in and you call, or you Google it, or look it up online, and you think you know what it's gonna be about, you have no idea. Even if I'm just explaining it to you, you need to go there and learn for yourself. It'll be a great 30 days of your life. I assure you of that. Because either it'll teach you what you like, or it'll teach you what you don't like. As long as you have an open mind to learn, you will get something out of it. And like I said, you might not execute it the first time. I didn't. So, learn from my mistakes. If you do have to go, nip it in the bud, stay the whole time, and get it. And that doesn't mean sobriety after that. But your chances of sobriety are way higher when you take the footsteps to actually walk to sobriety. Sobriety is not gonna, just because you would like to use and then get an outcome of sobriety, that's insanity. So even though if you think that way, that's not how this works. But it is possible for you to think this way and make a change and get the outcome that you want. But so, those are the biggest things that made the difference in rehabs for me, as far as what to expect. Expect to get a culture shock, as far as living with people that you would never have even talked to. Expect to get a routine, and that's going to really play out well in your life in the future, because that's the stability. Expect to have to go through things that you don't like. Might be waking up early in the morning, might be the food, but I promise you, it's going to get you to the outcome that is truly for you. That's going to get you to the life that you actually really want. Everybody, I feel like, has an idea of what they want out of life, or just what they don't want out of life. If you're using right now, if you're in active addiction, let rehab, let that 30-day reset get you to the life that you actually want, or get you out of the life you don't want. However you want to look at it. But once again, I appreciate y'all coming by the channel, and Happy New Year, y'all.